All right, welcome back. Happy Friday, folks. I thought I would do a video on MicroStrategy stock and the YieldMax MSTY ETF. I was asked to do this by somebody on a comment on one of yesterday's videos, and they wanted my opinion on whether or not these were long-term holds or not. And so I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about Coinbase stock and the CONY ETF and my thoughts on those, because they're basically the same. They operate in the same manner. I will explain why. And I'll give you my thoughts. None of this is financial advice, as per usual, right? It's just my thoughts and opinions. Do your own research, make your own decisions. The name of the game in investing is to buy low and sell high, right? We want to increase our wealth, and sometimes we increase our wealth by investing in dividend ETFs and dividend stocks, and that's all good. No, we've got two issues here. One, the MicroStrategy stock and Coinbase stock. The way they operate is a little bit differently than most stocks out there on the stock market. They operate essentially on a super cycle that corresponds to the cryptocurrency bull run. And if you look at the price charts of both MSTR and COIN, you'll notice that the prices were pretty depressed in the bear market, and then they started to rise. They started to come up as we came out of the bear market and into crypto spring. And if we follow the patterns from the past, they're going to peak during the bull market, and they're likely then to crash and go back into the ashes at the end of the bull market. So once the music stops playing, Coinbase stock and MicroStrategy stock is going to go down. So holding those stocks, like, you really only want to buy in the bear market, or you could, if you bought now, you want to sell in the bull market. Like, I've got some Coinbase stock that I bought like in January, and I should have bought it back in August, but I bought it in January, and it's done pretty well since then. But my plan is to sell it next year, probably in January or February. I want to get out before probably April or May at the absolute latest of next year. That's my plan with timing, because I know the prices of Coinbase it's gonna drop significantly, and I want to get out of my investment before that happens. Now, we know the way all YieldMax ETFs work is they take 100% of the downside of the underlying crypto, or the underlying stock. I've got crypto on my mind because I've been talking about crypto a lot, looking at my crypto portfolio. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna take 100% of the downside of the underlying stocks when they crash. And so if you're in CONY or MSTY, man, I would highly suggest you get out of it before the end of the bull run, or you're gonna get just destroyed. I mean, the CONY and MSTY, the prices will just crash, and you'll be underwater, or you'll have lost basically all the gains that you made. I mean, if MicroStrategy and Coinbase shares fall by like 60% or more, I mean, that's what's going to happen to the share price of CONY and MSTY. So it's just what's going to happen. So it's like, why would you let that happen? So you want to be out of CONY, you want to be out of MSTY before the bull market is over. And I would say probably at the latest, like if I own those ETFs, I would not be holding on to them longer than probably April of next year. Like, that would be the exit point for me at the latest. Same thing for MicroStrategy stock and Coinbase stock. I would be getting out of them probably by April of next year at the latest, because you never know what's going to happen with the crypto bull market. When you don't know when the music is going to end, and you do not want to end up in a situation where your investment tanks, and that's the risk you run. Like, if you hold on to these things too long, they are not long-term holds. Like, you can't just buy it and set it and forget it. You can't set it and forget it. You can't do that because you're gonna get wrecked. You have to buy in during the bear market and sell during the bull market, because it's even if you decided, if you bought in the bear market, for example with CONY or MSTY, and then you rode up the price during the bull market and you rode it back down during the bear market, well, the bear market price for CONY and MSTY might even be lower than what you bought into it at during the last bear market. So just as a warning, like, don't do that. Also, consider this, like, we all have this. I have this too. I got on the dividend kick. I'd started this like 2 years ago. And I went heavy into dividends, like low yielders, and then I got into the high yielders last summer, and before I rotated out and put it all into grayscale basically. But here's the deal, like when you're looking at making money, increasing your wealth, actually owning the underlying stock of MSTY and CONY, and that would be MSTR, the MicroStrategy stock, and CONY, or Coinbase stock, coin, is a much better play financially than actually owning CONY or MSTY. Here's why. So let's say CONY pays you on average 100% yield, right? 100% yield per year. That's you're basically doing a 2x on your money pre-tax in a 12-month period. Okay, so that's nice. That's really good. That's very cool, right? But here's the deal. Like if you buy into Coinbase during the bear market, which is when you want to be buying CONY, if you buy in during the bear market, you could probably do like a 3, 4, 5x on your Coinbase stock, you know, as it rises in price, you know, for the bull market. So that's actually a far superior return than CONY. Same story with MicroStrategy and MSTY. It's actually far better to own the underlying stock, in this case MicroStrategy stock, than it is to own MSTY. Now some people get hung up on the fact that they want to own a dividend ETF because they feel like that's passive income, right? And it's I get it, it feels good, but it's a paycheck mentality. Like at the end of the day, you shouldn't care how your money is coming to you. Like whether somebody gives you a paycheck or you have to sell off some shares of your Coinbase or MicroStrategy stock, it doesn't matter where the money is coming from. It's like, can you take one extra step every month to just sell off some shares of Coinbase or MicroStrategy to get a dividend? Then it's better to do that. Plus you get long-term capital gains tax treatment versus the, you know, the ETF distributions are going to be taxed as short-term gains. So you get better tax treatment by just investing in the underlying stock, Coinbase and MicroStrategy, over CONY and MSTY. So they're far superior, in my opinion. Somebody actually had pointed that out. It was like 6 months ago. I was watching videos on CONY, and somebody made a comment like, why wouldn't you just buy Coinbase instead? You'll make more money. And it didn't really fully click with me until I actually thought about it. And I was like, yeah, it does make way more sense. It doesn't feel as good. Like it feels really good every month to get a nice juicy distribution from CONY. But actually, when you do the math, you're far better off just investing in a Coinbase. And that's what makes sense for me. So just think about it. But definitely, you know, to answer the viewer's question about our MicroStrategy and MSTY long-term holds, I would say no. It's like, no, I would not. I would buy low and I would, sell high. I would buy in the bear market, or just as like the bear market was, or bull market was starting to ramp up like now, and I would sell in the bull market and I would get out and then re-enter into those positions if you want during the next bear market. That's how it works. That's how it makes sense to me. So just some food for thought. Obviously you guys can do whatever you want. It's your money, your investment, your life, all that kind of stuff. Just passing on my ideas, my thoughts on things. That's it for this video. I will see you guys in another video. I got a bunch of stuff I'd like to talk about, like taxes and all that stuff. I'll talk about some grayscale stuff, but taxes and all that kind of stuff, because we're gonna make a ton of money. And big taxes might be heading our way with, in the next year. If you didn't see the State of the Union, there was a very pro tax the rich statements that were made. So we'll see what happens, but I want to talk about that in a separate video. I will see you guys soon in the next one. You guys take care.